Hi, it's Hazel. Excuse me. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is a thrift haul video, and as always, I'll be using the hashtags Thrifty Canucks for us Canadian kids, Thrifted Treasures. Thrifty Canucks is hosted by Kim Newberg. Thrifted Treasures is hosted by Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. And Thrifty Thursday is hosted by Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. Now, we're starting out boring, and we're going to work our way up to some pretty unusual stuff. I dare say things that you may never have seen before. I know I haven't. And even now that I'm the proud owner of them, I still don't know what some of this stuff is. However, maybe you'll be able to solve a mystery for me. Before I get into it any further, though, I want to thank you for being here, to thank you for your support, your encouragement, your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, your friendship, your wit, and your humor. And it all is appreciated, especially in a world that sometimes seems like it's going to hell in a handbasket. And with all that is out there, so you guys are playing a very important role here with me. This I paid 50 cents for these, and I didn't really realize at the time it was two different styles of airmail envelopes. They're really quite nice. That almost looks like fibers. I mean, it almost looks like a woven kind of thing. This is different, and I guess this probably came with these, made in Switzerland. So there. And, of course, when you have an Etsy shop and you mail out orders and so on, like my vegetable dyed piano paper or whatever, getting envelopes at a good price, even if it's just a few at a time, is kind of critical for keeping costs down. So I was glad to find those things. Sorry, that hit the floor with a smack. This, I don't know if I really needed, to be honest, but they are, has this ever been opened? Looks pretty intact to me. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this size here, 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch, is what is on here. So I thought, though that's a cute size. That would be if I ever wanted to just stamp a bunch with something small. I could do my own labels, so to speak. I've never, to be honest, tried printing on little teeny weeny things like this, but I suppose if I was free between midnight and 3 a.m., I could play around and figure that out. Now, did I really need this? Perhaps not, but I was killing time before a massage appointment today. And so I was at Walmart, and these were near the knitting needles. Look how cute they are. And if you're looking for a particular hand gesture, no, I don't have it. So I guess it's 3 different poses here. Power to the people. Power to the journal makers. Peace, baby. And do you remember that book that Lynn Truss wrote called Talk to the Hand? It was about etiquette and manners and so on. It was funny. The Edmonton Public Library brought her to, and I think she was from England or somewhere. Maybe, well, don't quote me on that. Anyway, brought her to Edmonton as part of their speaker series. This was prior to COVID. The book had been a bestseller. And so on. Now, isn't that cuter than my little handmade star thing? And I'm sure it works just as well. And then you don't need the stainless steel pin. Okay, but do I want purple or do I want lilac or... Anyway, that's fine. Anyway, so we as audience members, we were encouraged to write out like staff, came around, gave pieces of paper. Would you like to write Lynn a question? Because there'd be a Q&A at the end of the night. And, hopefully she'd get to your question if you want, if you submitted one. Anyway, here we are. We're at a thing where an author is going to be talking about manners and the sad decline in manners. And my daughter and I were there. And of course, as in any setting like that, there are the latecomers, the ones who don't know when things start, are always lost and confused, or dazed and confused, don't know what's what, always in a tizzy. And of course, then everybody in the row has to stand up for them to get to their seats, which are inevitably in the middle of the row. Actually, while I tell the story, I could play a game of solitaire here. These are Umber cards with this cute little plastic case. I like oddball stuff like this. Anyway, so the question that I put on my paper and actually got addressed was, isn't it ironic that we're here listening to an author talk about manners, and yet the people that came late to the session didn't have the good grace to say excuse me or thank you? And of course, the place, everyone thought that was hilarious because it was so stupid. Anyway, this is a broken bracelet. So it's one of those things that has two sets of holes. And I guess would have been nice in its day if you can wear metal jewelry like this. Be pretty, I think, heavy and perhaps noisy. But I just thought it was cool. Number one, probably because I like the copper ones. But even the gold and the pewter looking ones, aren't those cool? And they could very easily, once I take them apart, could be, you could have... just thread it with even, it depends on the size of the hole, I guess. Even just ordinary sewing thread to turn them into dangles. They're so tinkly. So anyway, I thought those were cool. And I tend to like things that are abstract, so that was right up the alley for me. I better not pile too much stuff to the side of me because one of my spectacular items is going to need all of this space and more. I'll just put that out of reach for now. I found this little bag of, whoops, this bag, 50 cents for this remnant. And I guess what I'm finding, where is this thread coming from? I guess what I'm finding is that if you keep looking, you're going to keep finding. And at some point, I have to stop looking. I just thought this was sweet. I'm not sure what, maybe this was intended for a kid's room, or I don't know why, but it's got the alphabet obviously on it, and those cute, delicate little vines. But, of course, it's another one of those things that would be perfect in my blush journal. Yay! So, anyway, I guess I will have to do a load of laundry later. Not that I got much in the way of fabric. I just got one other piece, and that's this. I'm not totally enamored of it, or with it, but 50 cents. And that's stapled there. I'm sure that in a fabric bundle or in a fabric flip or, all the ways we tend to use fabric, I'm sure that, perhaps it'll grow on me. Or maybe it'll get shared. for other people to use and love. Okay, I bought myself Sudoku. Do you remember when this game hit the world, sort of? And it was all the rage, and it was hard, and some people were good and some people weren't. And for years, I literally mispronounced it. Now I have the game on my phone. The thing is, not that I'm a genius, it's all relative, but it has easy, medium, and hard. And I guess I could try to better my time, but the hard is easy to do. And then once you've done it, you can't do another one till the next day. So I thought, you know what? Sometimes maybe a good old pencil and paper. And I also think, okay, 1 star, so that has to be the easiest. Ooh, 4 stars is expert. I also think that having to do it on paper, you don't get that instant feedback as to whether or not your answer is correct. And then you can be going down a certain path that eventually tells you, oh, you made a mistake 5 minutes ago, and it's not working out well. This is a bag of recipe cards that I thought looked, I don't know if they're, oh, they open up like this. That looks so, to me it looks kind of retro. Of course, there's no real packaging here. I'm just thinking that it looks oldish, and it looks cute. And one of these days, there will be either a cooking journal, excuse me, or a homemaking journal or something like that in my future. So it's best to have some stuff that I like to include. Anyway, I'll sort this out after. I'll put this over here. So what you're seeing today is a result of both an antique store and a thrift store. So this bag of 5 decks of cards cost $1. So now none of them are very, very old, I don't imagine. But I was watching Angela's, the Traveling Crafters video where she had bought that auction lot of vintage cards. And they were vintage. These feel like they might not have been out of the box. There was the cutest old maid deck, like they were laser cut, sort of around that little old lady's shape, or her, head and shoulders. There she is. Are we not surprised she has a cat? Anyway, these are thick. So I don't know. I probably didn't need, well, I can almost guarantee you I didn't need these, but I thought they were cute. I probably didn't need minion cards either. Oh, these two look like they're brand new. Do people not play cards anymore? The minions are cute. They look at those little googly eyes. They are not very glossy, so I guess that's a bonus. Oh, is there a minion? Oh, maybe only on the face cards. And the ace. Okay. I better come up with some projects for cards or I better stop buying them. Crazy Eights. Now, what is this? Educational kids card game. Cute. Cute, cute. Boy, some of these boxes are kind of in sad shape. Okay, this is multiplication flashcards. Okay, so new they would have cost $4, but who knows when that was. Canadian Curriculum Press. A few left in there. Again, kind of good that they are not terribly glossy, so that's a good thing. It's kind of interesting, too, that they're horizontal, which means that they would make good pockets, even if a person didn't do much more to them other than maybe a bit of inking. Anyway, I wonder, have you been thrifting? And what have you been finding? I didn't bother opening this. I thought it might be good because it's National Geographic. You know, there are just some brands out there that kind of inspire a bit of, oh, they're like a puzzle piece. Okay, this insect can carry 50 times its body weight. That's like a kid carrying a car. Oh, good analogy. These insects communicate and cooperate by using chemicals that alert others to danger or lead them to a promising food source. 2015, so they're not at all old, but they are matte. And they are, so I guess the idea here is, break them up and then try to match them up. Oh, honeybee, that would be cool in a bee journal. Oh my goodness. That's a face that only a mother could love. Peacock. We have, there's a national park about maybe, 40 minutes or so away from where we live. And they have bison there. I think they originally came from Russia many decades ago. And of course, as the herd grows, they relocate them to other places that need bison. Crocodile. So, Carrie, Louisiana. Do you have a crocodile? And I don't know the difference between a crocodile and an alligator and flamingo, Florida. Sea turtle. Ooh. Yeah, so there's some cool ones here. Anyway, that's it for the card grab bag. Now, the next, well, here, let me get this out of the way. It's funny, I didn't smell these in the store, but I certainly do now. So, have you ever, no, I didn't pay $5. Have you ever bought used milk, whatever these things are called, caps? And really, who would have saved these? Maybe the smell isn't coming from here. I don't know. I just thought that was a wee bit. Anyway, this, because this, I'm a past customer, and because, you know, it's easier, anybody who knows anything about business knows that it's easier to hang on to an existing customer than it is to attract a new one, is just really quite, I would say quite well, and obviously, and I mean, I'm not going to try to anticipate what's in her mind, but quite often, you know, just throws stuff in for free, knocks down, you know, prices off, because we know what antique store prices can be like. particularly if we scored the same thing at a thrift store, then, you know, kind of reluctant to overpay. Anyway, so she just kept moving stuff to my pile, my free pile. So I was pretty happy about that. I don't know if I paid for those milk things or not. Now, I thought this was interesting, and I did not pay for the cards either. It says from Russia, Baba. Now, see, I didn't see, did somebody write, it looks like somebody wrote Ace on there. Oh, look how cool those are. What is a blank one? Well, it doesn't help that somebody, you know, could you not tell if that was a queen? You had to put a Q in each corner? Come on. Anyway, there are no instructions here. Oh, and the same thing with the jack. Oh, could that have been a queen? No, that's a jack. Let's deface it with 2 letters. Lord help me. If there is only, if there's only 1 spade on there, would you not think maybe that's an ace? Hey, how did they not have to identify that that was a king? So it would have been like a foreign language because there's a B there instead of what you would expect it to be a J. And this is a D sound. Anyway, you know, because, and they're not, they're pretty matte. They, because these cards typically get altered, I guess I can overlook I would not have been impressed if I would have paid for them and they were written on. But they can certainly be, you know, that can be covered up with something. Oh, I guess at the thrift store I found another roll of Scotch tape refill. And I know from the other day when I found one there before that because it's not a no-namer, it actually still was sticky. Oh, yeah. And, of course, save the box for turning into a little cover. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're getting into the more interesting, well, okay, this is not that interesting. It's, she didn't charge me for these either. Let's see if I can just quickly cut this open, get a feel for how old they might be. Hallmark plastic coated playing cards. They kind of have that folk art look to them. Oh, there's no shine left on these guys, let me tell you. Honestly, it says, didn't it say, did I read somewhere plastic coated or am I imagining that? They are just totally even, well, maybe they've been used very well. Maybe I have to keep these intact and use them to play canasta. Anyway, pretty happy with those. I also got 3 boxes of book plates. Now, I don't think they're particularly old, but I now have several of them, so I'm thinking that I need to start probably putting, rather than using somebody's digitals. Like I have a digital that Angie, I don't know if she sells it or if it's a freebie, but what I will do, I think from now on, is put like a real book plate on the books. These two, the cookbook one and this one that I'm trying to open, were sealed. What the heck? Really? Did they get wet, or why are they? Or is it just that old? Oh my goodness. Maybe it's that kid-proof packaging. Still holding on one side here. This is like when you're trying to get a cake out of a pan and you have to cut around it. Never a date on these things either. That is pretty cute though. And we know if there's one mice, chances are there are a whole bunch more where those came from. This is quite cute, and I think a lot of people... Oh, is that a discoloration? These are almost like cardstock. The top one has, I guess, faded, and the rest are green instead of blue and pink. Well, that's kind of cool. There are definitely people that collect cookbooks, that's for sure. This paper is so kind of thin, and that's almost like cardstock. That's kind of amazing to me. And then these cats. Oh. And there's a different one here. What the heck? I don't think that's a date. Or if it is, it's written in code. Oh, see, this is good. I didn't really think those cat ones were that great. Yeah, look at that. 4 for the price of 3. And I don't think she charged me. Okay, cool. I'll add these to my others. Okay. Well, one more. Well, I've never seen this, and I did pay $5 at the thrift store. It's a game called Who's Who. I would have, if I could have, I would have peeked in here. But based on what I saw on the box, I thought, you know what? I think this could be cool. Can't think of her real name. But anyway, Maud from the Golden Girls. Johnny Cash. That's almost like a... can't think of Tom Selleck. So apparently it is a book, a game, and a blast. Oh, Raymond Massey. Oh, so not everybody got a photo. Bill Haley. Now, is there a date on this? How to use the score pad. Carol Burnett. Neil Brenner. Walt Disney. Okay, no date that I can see there. Look at these cool cards. This is why I ponied up the $5, to be honest. Because it looked to me, and there was heft. Is that Tony Randall? Oh, Fred Astaire. There was heft to the box. Charles Bronson. Heft to the box. Oh, Norman Rockwell. Can't think of who this guy is. No. Oh, Beatrice Arthur. Meryl Streep. Look how young she was there. Anyway, I've started the sentence how many times? There was heft to the box, so it felt like there's going to be something of substance inside. This girl looks kind of familiar. Petula Clark. Sidney Poitier. Not Woody Allen. Oh, Muhammad Ali. Look how young he was there. Anyway, it's funny that there is no... Okay, anyway, let me start putting this stuff back. You can see that there are a lot of these cards. Who is this guy? Herman Goring. Never heard of him. Marlon Brando? Yes, sir. Oh, and look at our boy Elvis. God, that's a stupid looking hat. Is that the best they could do? Robert Redford. Anyway, okay, so dice can go into my collection of dice. A little wooden hat thing, I guess, to hold. Oh, look, put your pencil in there. They thought of everything. Put your card here. Person would have to read, but there are, I guess, oops, lost the pencil. There's a series of questions. Look at this score pad, too. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. I don't know how this was packed. Clearly, I won't get it in the same way I found it. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Oh, copyright 1989. Patent pending. So there. Okay, people. Oh, this was another little thing that she threw in. It initially, see, I was in there the week before, and, just asked her to hold a few items because I was in a hurry. So it's just, see, somebody ripped out the first page. I wish I had a nickel for every time I've seen that happen. Anyway, look how skinny it is. It had an $8 price tag on it. And I think, maybe that's a leather cover. Anyway, today she just put it on my free pile. This, now you can see how the leather is crumbling. But if you could feel it, you would be amazed at how soft it is. Did I need this? Absolutely not. Did I kind of want it because it feels good and because it's different? Yeah. So just so darn soft. And look at the wear. Now, of course, I can't hear your answer, but do you have any idea what this is? Yell at the TV. Yell at your laptop. Put it in the comments if you knew the answer before I opened it. It's a little sewing thing. Now, I believe that this should be glued onto this. I can't see that the intention was to have this open that far. I think the leather has worn out and torn away. So I think it should have been like, whoops, like so. Look how this is down to just threads. There's this little itty bitty thing here to hold needles. 3, well, not that these were the original spools of thread by any stretch of the imagination. And then I suppose that would have been room for a thimble. But is that not cute? I have vintage wooden spools with thread on them, and you know, from way back in the day. I should probably put them on there. And I should also, I would say, glue that back on just to keep this corner from totally opening up. Now, find a place for that. Okay, 2 more items. So, I don't think, well, both the seller, the antique lady, and the buyer, me, really don't know what this is. I'm going to have it this way for a reason. It's a wooden box. The little clasp is broken, but I may even have one to replace it. Don't know what that means, other than that would be letter. But look at this. So she, like this, this woman tends to buy estates, you know, like whatever. So apparently this guy was some sort of I don't know if he was a scientist of some sort or whatever, Dutch by heritage, had different collections going, including apparently a collection of elephants. So she had gazillions of elephants in the store. And this. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is sort of notched out here, this cover. So apparently this would have been used, well, this is the assumption anyway, that this would have been used to, I don't know, teach kids to read or something. Is there an L to be found here? So, you know, so this is obviously 3 letters. You know, here would be, if you wanted to learn this sound, you've got 2 of those. You got I don't know where you'd have a double A, but aardvark, or so there's an A. I don't know if they're all, okay, so maybe this would be showing, okay, and A. I would think there's the, you know, the phonetics play into this as well. And I, of course, made a beeline for the H's. Well, how many H's are there? Oh, how did that J get in there? Where did I see a J? So they're not even really, they're not in order. And I noticed that there is a little sign down there that tells you what is supposed to be in which compartment. Only four H's, unless they're more misfiled. And today, when I was looking at this again, you know what, I think I said, what are these made of? Is it wood? I didn't want one to break. But now the more I think about it, I think it might just be cardstock or something. But anyway, it's one of those things. I was living happily without having this, but it seems like sometimes you just want something because it's a conversation piece, because it's a bit of a mystery, because it's old-timey. Where did I find that L? And this one was where? Like, why would there be that many V's? Why? Viva! Yeah, I don't know. So if you can shed any light on this, I mean, I think she did some research, because, you know, that would be the natural thing to do as you're attempting to educate yourself about something and also get an idea for its value. And she couldn't really find anything. I think that's what she told me about this. But that was kind of her theory. Anyway, okay. I do need a moment to just clear the deck here. And unfortunately, the whole, dare not spill this. Let's put it just up here on the laptop. This whole thing is not going to fit. It barely fits on my desk, or in this open part of my desk. And that is bigger than, obviously, what you can see. I'll give you a hint. Okie dokie. Oops. So, this is a bulletin board. What am I? Oh, I've got these little hands in the way here. Okay, so this is, let me just quickly tell you how big this is. 12. So, about 21 inches by 12 and 5, say 18 by 21. And these, with some notable exceptions, are all glued down. So this, I'm sure, this was in a plastic bag, yeah, but it has a hanger. Whoops. It has a hanger on it. And these were all loose at the bottom of the bag. So she didn't budge much on the price, and it did cost me a bit. Okay, what does that say? Not anything that I can understand. The thing that I found amazing, though, are these with pictures on them. And you can see that there are quite a lot of them. And basically in 2 different sizes. So that, which would be more than an inch, and then something like that, which is more like the size of a nickel. So I guess you can almost guess that I'm going to be prying these guys off here. I don't have the space to keep this intact. And, you know, I think I want to be able to use them. So, again, I have very little room to maneuver here. But maybe, what can you see? Okay, here's my hand. So, can you, yeah, you can probably see this one. Like, that's unusual, both the color, the fact that it's, oh, you know what? She said some of these are Bakelite. So that, to me, would be a Bakelite one. I'm wondering, too, if, let me just pry this off here. Oh, good. Oh, see, that could be a problem. But again, if I use them for crafting, does it matter? I wonder if this is Bakelite, because these have kind of, there's this green, and there's sort of a mustardy yellow. So what I'm going to do first of all is take some time to admire this. And then I think I'm going to slowly but surely pry them off here. And it looks like I should be able to get the cork off without damaging. Oh, and I have to say, I think it was it Celeste maybe? And I wish I would have thought of this myself or known about it earlier. When I was struggling to, maybe you saw that haul where I had that scrapbook with all those, dozens of Christmas cards and a few birthday cards in it. I, of course, couldn't wait to get them out. So I want to pry up one of these guys. I, kind of maybe didn't use the best judgment. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was Celeste that says that she uses a heat gun to get stuff like that off. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that, I don't know who that guy is, but it says Andreas, Andreas, Hofer, I guess, Hofer, 1809. Could that be? Could that be? So, yeah, they even see the difference in size. That says the same thing. Oh, there are 3 sizes. So I wonder, I guess I could Google that and see who this character is. I'd say these aren't, he doesn't look like a military man. Mind you, who knows how the military was dressed in 1809. Certainly I didn't. I don't. Yeah, just really kind of fascinating. Red velvet ones scattered through. This one, if you can you see here? Not really. Is there another one I could point to that you would be able to see? Even this one is kind of unusual. Anyway, maybe I'll just begin my little closing here and you can just soak this in. Oh, I guess I could give you a better look at what's here. The ones that came off. This is big. Oh, here's a little pearl type one. Whoops. This one is nice. It's got a shank on there. Kind of plain. I'm sure I have things like this of my own. Now, what is this? Again, it's almost 9 o'clock at night, so light is not great. Hard to tell what that is. Oh, here's the one I was showing you earlier. Oops. So metal back, metal corner, almost like like claws holding the stone into your ring, holding the stone in your ring. These leather type ones. These are fabric colored or covered. That looks kind of vintagey. Okay, what does it say at the back here? Union 30, Union 30, I think. This one has some sort of a crown and crossed, I don't know what, scepters, perhaps. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is the one I couldn't read before. So it's almost like a, I don't know, is that like a phoenix or something? I'll tell you what it says. E-S. No, I think that's just a symbol. I don't think it's an X, but maybe it is. ESXDEVS. And then the bottom, Nostra. Oh, and here, what about this? SPES. I'm reading it like it was an eye chart. This is cool too. This is plain, but could that be bakelite as well? These are not so great. Cute little green one. This is cool with that metal insert there. But pretty hard pressed to find a button I don't like. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop there. I welcome your comments or your theories or your guess about some of the things you've seen here today, like the wooden box with the letters, and what you might know or think about these buttons. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.